Because it's such a nice day today, I'm taking advantage of it and I'm going to plant some peas and some spinach out in the garden. But you can see Brian out there in the field. He is actually mowing, which is strange for this time of year. Normally we mow that part of the field only a couple times in the summer, and mostly it's trails that we have. But this year we're actually having the 50 million tree program. Our friend Jacob co-owns Outram Tree Solutions, and he is actually coming to plant, I think it's about 1,000 trees. We've got some tamarack, some white spruce, I think butternut hickory, maybe another species of hardwood, maybe some cherry going in out back. And so Brian is prepping the area for planting. And I don't really want to plant all of this area in because I do like field nesting birds like bobolinks and meadowlarks. So we're going to leave a couple of areas open. But anyways, that's what Brian is doing today, and I'm going to try and get some video of them planting when they're here, just to show you the process. If you live in Ontario, you can get a government subsidy to pay for tree planting. And so yeah, we had our other trees planted, I think I said this in another video, in 2017, and they did quite well. They do require a lot of tending for the first 5 years, but after that it's not so bad. So anyways, yeah, he's having a good time out there. I'm going to plant some spinach. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to do it. I struggle with this every year. This garlic cover has been a pain in my eyeball since I did it. We bought this cover last year and it wasn't exactly what we wanted, so when we got it, it was a bit of a lunch bag letdown. And it's this massive giant roll and it's very heavy. It was called like pest or protector or something, crop protector. I don't know. But man, is it like when it blows, the wind, because it's so dense, like the holes in it are so small that it actually is like a barrier, and so the wind catches it, or it catches the wind and comes off. So that's been a challenge. But I'm just trying to think. Maybe I'll put it in the bed that I had my peppers in last year. If every garden plant grew like dandelions, there'd be no such thing as food security. Oh man, but man, they take over. So I always plant my peas on this trellis just because it's easy to kind of harvest in the springtime. It's close, I don't have to come in too far so I'm just loosening the soil because this soil gets pretty compacted because of foot traffic and just walking. A little wormy. I'm sowing, these are called Green Beauty peas. They are very delicious peas from Seed Savers Exchange. Because these are a couple of years old. They're probably still super viable, but I'm gonna plant a couple, you know, one every inch, and then I'll thin them when they germinate. And I think it's supposed to rain at some point today, so that'll be good because it'll get rained in. Dandelions. This is hilarious. I think she wants to come in. I have to find my trowel. Using the potato fork to do this kind of work is kind of silly. But I had purple potted beans here last year, and I just cleaned the trellises, so there's all these bean pods here that have beans in them, and they will germinate. It happens every year, so I'll just kind of toss those to the side. Not a bad thing. It's free food, so I'll either pull them if they're kind of getting in the way, or just leave them and let them grow. It's kind of a fun experiment. There's calendula seeds coming up everywhere. My friend Britt gave me some calendula a couple of years ago, and I didn't realize how prolific it was. So that's kind of nice. But we have really nice soil. Like I've developed some really nice soil over the year. I'll just show you. Here's a nice soil bed with all of the micro and macro pores that, you know, the soil microbes have created kindly for me. So planting is always really nice in this soil. I think I'm just gonna do some weeding in here today. Try and get on top of it before things really start to take off. Whoop. Whoop. Yoinks, you just hit something good out there. Oh my gosh. I wonder if you can hear that. Could be rocks, maybe. Gonna have to sharpen his blades. Okay, now I have to find a place to put the spinach. I have cilantro coming up everywhere, so that I'm not worried about, but any weeds, I'm gonna give this bed a quick weed. Early season stuff, I always want to have accessible, like at the front of the garden, so I don't have to come in very far to harvest it, to grab some for dinner or whatever. But over the years, this garden has gotten compact because it's right at the front. I'm not turning it over really, I'm trying to loosen the top a little bit. And I'm gonna try and use a weeding bucket this year, which I've never done before. Usually but having something to put weeds in, especially when you have a lot to do, is helpful. And I actually don't have that many weeds because I weeded all these beds before the fall. So my plan is to keep the straw off out of the beds, and then maybe the chickens won't scratch. That's wishful thinking. But I might put a row cover on it. I just usually use a little stick. Rock. And then I just make a little line, well, whatever you call it, a little line in the soil. I got coriander coming up everywhere. And actually, I'm just gonna plant it right out of the package. The spinach is a cool weather crop. That is too many seeds. And so it doesn't like it when it gets hot. It bolts as soon as it gets hot. So I could have started some inside, but I didn't do anything this year. Okay, so, and then I just use a stick to mark the kind of where I planted it. Look at the next row right here. I should be like single seeding, but I have lots of spinach seed. Chickens aren't too destructive once the stuff is growing. It's just getting it up out of the ground that is, because they scratch so much. There we go. We got our first seeds in the ground, spinach and peas. The reason why I don't plant other cold weather crops really at this time of year is because we don't need them and we may not like them. So I stick to what I know we will eat. And that is the secret to growing your own food. Don't grow stuff you will not eat or preserve. It took me a while to learn that lesson. It was just fun growing things, but it's a waste of space and a waste of your time. So now I only grow the things that I know that Brian and I are going to eat. Anyways, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. I literally just stepped out of the garden. Hey, lady.